2020 election coverage, only on KHTS.
This is KHTS News Director Michael Brown. We've been covering the 2020 election, and it's as tight as it gets, folks. It's up and down the ballot, just very tight races across the board. Joining me live right now is Santa Clarita City Council candidate Jason Gibbs. Jason, how are you doing this morning?
Michael, good morning, man. We're hanging in as best we can.
I imagine. We're looking right now at the latest update on the Santa Clarita City Council race. Mayor Cameron Smythe breaking records with his over 44,000 vote total. You coming up behind with 23,156 votes. Now, as that there are two city council seats up for grabs, if this lead holds like this, we'll be calling you council member Smythe in the next couple of days at this point. How does it feel?
Well, I don't know if you'll call me council member Smythe. Council
Oh,
member
Gibbs.
will be in there somewhere.
You know what? You know what's funny, Jason, is you and I have both been up so late. Sorry. Council member Gibbs, thank you.
Honestly, at this point, it still feels a little unreal. I mean, I still think it's early, and there's still votes to be counted, and I think we'll be watching the election for, at least the next 24, 48 hours. But we feel good about where it's gone and where we're ending up. And it's kind of a wild thought to think that all of a sudden, the election's over.
Right, and this campaign's been going on since 2019. For it to not only be ending, but to be ending in such a close fashion. I mean, you must have been up all night. I think in our conversations before, you mentioned that you got an hour of sleep. Just on a personal level, how does it feel to be coming down to the wire like this?
It was a roller coaster. It really was. When the ballots first hit, I think we were down in third place. And then there was an update where we moved up into second, and then we sat there since about 9:30. And I think I was watching till past 2 in the morning, and there was a little movement, but not a lot. And you just sitting there going, well, we had one big jump. What's the next big hit going to be? What's the voter trend and the tally going to keep looking like? And it never really came. And
yeah,
so it's really hard. It's 3 in the morning. You're trying to wind down and maybe get a little sleep before it's time to work. And yeah, that doesn't work out so well. So just turn the pot of coffee on and just get ready for the day.
Yeah, and it's been incredibly interesting. This has been a very unique election because usually, and you've seen this, we usually get an update around 8:20, then around a 9:15 update, maybe one more by 10:15, and then a midnight update. And they usually come in pretty big blocks. But this year, we had the initial block of all of the vote-by-mail ballots from Los Angeles County. And then there's just been a trickle. They're still reporting right now that only about 800,000 or so voting center ballots have been counted, as opposed to the over 2 million vote-by-mail ones. It's incredible. Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Are there any races right now, Jason, that you're looking at? I mean, obviously, you're closely looking at the Santa Clarita City Council race. Are there any other races here locally or on the state level that you're keeping an eye on that you're entranced with?
Well, I've definitely just kind of glanced over everything that's happened here locally. I think the two that comes to mind is there's a Saugus Union School Board race where the candidates are within less than maybe 300 votes. But then I think even the state Senate race is less than 1,000 votes.
Right. Yep. That's the state Senate race between Wilk and Kip Mueller.
Yes, it's fascinating. I mean, it's exciting. It's interesting. But it's also stressful.
Oh, yes, I'm sure. And we'll actually be talking to State Senator Scott Wilk in a little bit. That race, like you said, I'm looking at it right now. It looks like maybe even a margin of less than 500 votes separating the two candidates, maybe a little bit over 500. Everything is so close to call, nationally, state level, locally. Jason, do you got any parting thoughts on how the rest of your day is going to look as you're watching these results come in?
No, I think, while we're sitting down doing our day job, we're always going to be looking over at the phone to see if LAvote.net has updated a little bit. But, honestly, Michael, I mean, truthfully, I'm grateful for the ability just to be able to run. It's been an honor. It felt like I've been doing this for so long now. It's weird to think that it's time to stop campaigning. But, we're going to hope for the best. And regardless of where it ends up, I'm going to continue to serve Santa Clarita in any way that I can. And I look forward to doing that, and I hope to do it at City Hall.
Well, Jason, thank you so much for calling in. I know that you haven't gotten a lot of sleep, so I appreciate you taking any time you have to come talk to us.
Michael, it's my pleasure, man.
Thank you. Now, we'll be continuing our coverage here of the election live on KHTS 98.1 FM, AM 1220. If you're watching on Facebook Live, Be sure to stay tuned to our Facebook page for more live interviews, as well as updates on stories. You can go on over to hometownstation.com/election, where we have all of the results as up to date as we can get them on for you. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Stay tuned. Reporting live, this is Michael Brown.